Okay, so now that I've shared that, I want to share some networking success tips. I'm super passionate about networking, and I want to share some things that I think will really help you. So the first thing is I want you to give yourself permission to be imperfect. So that's a huge thing, and I know it's easier said than done, but just know that networking and you're learning, and every type of group might be different, and it's okay to be imperfect and just show up as a human, right? So you'll probably mess up your elevator pitch. It's okay. I did many times until you dial it in. Okay, so it's okay if you mess it up. Just give yourself permission, learn from it, adjust the elevator pitch, and do better next time. That's all you can do. And you'll get to a point where it's so good and so dialed in, right? I want you to be real and be authentic. People know that when you're networking. Don't be the person who's just me, selling my stuff. This is about getting to truly know and connect with people in an authentic way. It's okay to show up and be imperfect. It actually almost sometimes helps you because it makes you more human, right? And vulnerable, which is totally fine. And it's normal to feel nervous about meeting a new group. So when you go into those networking groups for the first time, it's okay to be like, oh, I don't know what to expect, whatever. Just roll with it. It gets easier. Remember, just like all marketing, especially networking, this is all an experiment. Okay. So that's totally fine. The second thing I want to share with you is to get involved. So I want you to find an organization that you like and ask about leadership opportunities. And the big thing that you can do here is being a greeter for the organization when you're greeting people, existing members, new members, or maybe working the registration table, especially if they have badges. You can start instantly putting name to faces. You're the first person they see. It really is a great way to get involved. So you may, and just remember when you're going to a new networking group, the first time you may be feeling it, you may not be feeling it. Just try to go back and hit it 3 times. Unless the first one is like a complete no, give it at least 3 times. Or maybe they have a policy. A lot of them are you can come twice and then you have to join. Give it that time. Make sure it feels in alignment with you, and make sure that your potential dream clients are in the room as well, right? I don't want to have you just hanging out with fellow coaches all day. While that's great to do, and there's some masterminding and business and referrals that you can do with that. If your perfect coaching client is a professional, it's okay to show up in a group where you're the only coach, so that's totally fine. So I want you to, when you find your group, and sometimes there is a membership fee, an annual dues or something like that. When you do commit to that, think of it as a marketing expense, right? And get involved, right? Go up to the leader. I mean, I ran a networking group for years and years, and only one time I had somebody come up to me and say, hey, I would like to, take you to lunch. Or she called me actually on the phone the first time and was like, hey, this is, I see you're leading up this group, What's the biggest thing you need right now? How can I help you? How can I support you? I was like, whoa, go be that person. Go right up to the leader and say, hey, introduce yourself. I'd like to get involved. What do you need most? How can I help and serve the most, right? So get involved. That's going to be how you get your name out there and whatnot. You're going to meet some great people. Also dress your brand. So go back to the brand that, you created in the foundation, and based on your colors, you should have clothing in your closet that matches the colors. So for me, I'm, black, white, a little pop of red, and the royal blue. So usually when I'm networking, I'm going to show up in a black dress, or, I usually wear a lot of black, or maybe a royal blue shirt or whatever. It's an unconscious thing that helps make you more memorable. Okay. So dress your brand colors the best that you can. Also, I want you to represent yourself as you show up online. You may have met other people that have this website where maybe the photos are over photoshopped or, from 5 years before, and then you meet them in person and they don't look anything like you would expect them to look. So remember, when you're networking, people may go to your website and your social media. We just want it to be congruent, because if it's an unconscious thing, but if it's not congruent, then they're going to go, what else it's a mismatch for your potential clients. So show up as you do online. That might mean you go and get updated a photo shoot or something like that. But we want you to represent, who you are at this moment. Also, you can remember to that brand moniker. So in your elevator pitch, hi, I'm Tara Bowman. I'm the fast track coach, whatever. So you want to start using that. That's how we're going to embed that into your marketing, so use it. Also your brand totem as well, right? So that's your object or your thing that people recognize you from. So wear it, if your brand totem is, I had one client that hers was all about lipstick, so she would wear necklaces that had lipstick. She would have lipstick on her, on her business cards, that kind of stuff. So represent your brand totem when you're networking too. All right. So business card etiquette. Remember, it's more about collecting the business cards than giving out business cards. I would say 85 to 90% of people don't do anything when you give them their business card. Okay. So you want to, collect the business cards, but we're not going to add people to your email list without permission or anything like that. So, and then the whole thing is you want to have a system with business cards. A couple of ideas. I had one client that had a pocket system. So she always wore black pants when she networked. One pocket, the left pocket, was who she was going to follow up with. The right, was the ones that weren't a fit, but she took the card to not be rude. Another client had, they had a business card right here and they would fold the corner, not in front of the person, but like walk away and be like, fold the corner and when they got home, they pulled all the corner cards and immediately followed up with them. Another one may be, you can come up with your own system of how you distinguish the cards. What I would do is I would write on them, like as soon as I could to remember things or whatever to follow up with. But you want to get back to your office within 24 hours, follow up. Because if not, you're just going to find yourself networking without getting results because we're not taking that relationship to the next step. Okay. So follow up with the cards. The next thing I want to share with you is I want you to create an intention each time you go to network. So before each networking event, set a clear intention. Like maybe it's just meeting 3 new people, right? It helps you stay focused and make genuine connections and grow your coaching business. Maybe yours is 5 new people, whatever. I know if I'm in an introverted mood, I may just be like, I just want to meet 1 new person that I connect with, in a deep way. So whatever your goal is, and when I'm extroverted, I'll be like, I want to meet 7 new people today and follow up and book 7 lunches or whatever. So just have an intention and then be focused on that. Okay. And be in a place of service as well. So don't have an intention of, I'm going to go in and I'm going to sign 3 clients immediately. Like, just know you need to give networking a little bit of time because people, they don't know you like that. Like if you're coming to the group for the first time and you're full, it's full of people who've been part of this organization for 2 years, right? Like we have to it usually takes going at least 3 times to then prove, that you're trustworthy and all that good stuff. So the magic number is 3 with networking. And then you want to invite people to that next step. As I was telling you in the previous video, you don't want a connection to fizzle out. So you want to give that next step so that it's easier to build the relationship and turn connections into clients in a way that feels really authentic. Invite them to a next step. Okay. So that is the success tips. So now you might be going like, great, Tara, where do I go find these networking opportunities? So depending on if your city is big or it's medium size or you're in a small town, whatever it is, there's tons of local chapters of organizations. So you would put in Google your city plus whatever your niche is. So, Houston, professional networking groups, and it'll give you a list. Houston, healthcare providers, like whatever your niche is, networking groups with putting that in it is a great way to get started. Also online networking organizations, if maybe you want to do some online networking and in person, or maybe you don't have, if you live in a smaller town or they don't have networking for your avatar or your perfect coaching client, just topic, whatever you want to, who you want to serve plus online networking, and you'll get options. And then you just hop on their register for their next online event. Conferences. So is a great way to go network too. So Google the topic and conference. So, and if you want to like put in the city, go for it. But, you can find conferences which have a ton of networking opportunities, which I'll tell you more about that in additional training. But if you can, or when you can, go to a conference and you can upgrade your ticket. So they might have a general admission and then they have a VIP. If this is going to be part of your networking and marketing, if you're not just going to just learn, that's one thing. But if you're going to actually connect with people that could be clients, do the VIP option, because you're going to get to meet more people, and all that kind of stuff. Meetup.com is another option. So I used to advise not so much my clients going to meetup.com if they were all free events. So I personally like a paid event that I would go network at, whether it was paying for the lunch or buying my, lunch or however that is, because that's showing that people are investing in themselves. A meetup could be, and I've gotten a ton of clients from meetups that were free, so this isn't a rule. This is just kind of keep this in mind. So meetups, if they're a free event, some people may just be there and you may surround yourself with people who are there because it's free. So however, if it's very niched, then it's the free doesn't matter. So if you like to work with athletes who like to weight lift, and you go to a meetup on a weightlifting meetup, it doesn't matter. They're just so happy that they're with their people. Okay. So meetup.com, you should check that out. Facebook and LinkedIn events, another great resource for us. That'll even filter it by where you live for the in-person and obviously online as well. Another thing is just simply ask other coaches, hey, where do you network? That type of thing, and show up there too. And when in doubt, just build it out. So it rhymes. If there isn't networking, maybe there's a reason why, and you're being called to be the leader of it. So you could put together a small group and get people together on a consistent basis and, meet up, and, you can build it out yourself if you want to do that. So I've had plenty of clients who, do that, and they create a meetup.com, and then, they're the leader of it, and they get a lot of clients from that. Okay. So what's next for networking? I want you to get involved and add networking to your calendar, just like you would meeting a client. This is part of your marketing. So if networking is a fit for you, I'm going to give you all the options for traditional network or traditional marketing. Find the one that speaks to you. So if you want to go all in as networking as part of your main way that you're going to market yourself, then get involved in the networking organization. Add networking to your calendar. Block it out. After a few times you attend, consider that leadership position, like I was telling you, for extra visibility. Give it some time. Make sure that your coaching client profile is in reach for who you serve. So, and it may not be that coaching client profile is right in the room, but there's 5 people in there that can be a great referral source for you that you want to build relationships with, because they're going to refer you. So, kind of make sure you're thinking about that with your networking strategy. I want you to create a core 1 to 2 ways that you network a week, plus a few more opportunities when you want to ramp up during a launch. So at least have a home base. If you can, go to 2 types of networking opportunities each week. And then you can have more places that you go. And what I love about networking is when you're networking consistently, it also leads into speaking opportunities. So it's really a great way to also get more visibility doing that. All right, so up next, we're going to learn about the marketing strategy around connecting others, which also goes well with networking as well. So, but connecting others is a great way to get visibility for your business.